What's up, everybody? It's Stephen Williams, founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com. I wanted to make this quick video because I want everyone to go on a mission over the next, really today. And the mission for you is I want you to think that whatever you want to do, to have, to be, your goals, I want you to become that person. Don't worry about not having enough money. Don't worry about if your credit is not good enough yet. Don't worry about if you don't think you had education. Don't worry about anything. I want you to just become that person. I want you to just have the feeling of being that person. There's no need to go out and tell friends and family anything about what your thought process is. What I want you to do is I want you to understand that if you're going to have good credit, if you're going to get out of debt, if you're going to find the relationship that you've always wanted, if you want to move to a better place, if you want to have a better life, the first part of that is your thinking. Because if you don't change your thinking, your thought process, your feeling process, it's not going to happen. Let me give you an analogy, an example of the feeling process. When you go to buy a car, new or used, what is the first thing that the salesman gets you to do? What is the first thing? Is they get you to touch the car. Once you touch the car, subconsciously, you could have a feeling of this is mine or I want that car. Once you touch it, that's like the beginning feelings of this is my car. Once you get in that car and you sit in that car and you sit in the driver's seat, they could take you for a test drive and say get in the back seat. They could say get in the passenger seat. But the reasons why they don't do that, this is science. This is science. This is what a lot of people don't understand about success and getting what you want in life. Is that the first thing is that you want it. The next thing is that you feel it. And once you feel it, you can get almost anything that you want. You really can get everything you want, but if you've not been in that mode of getting things that you want, I'll put that caveat saying that you could get almost anything that you want. There's been plenty of people that watch my videos when we talk about Santander, and you walked into that dealership and you didn't think that you could afford to get a car, and your thought process matched with what they had available, which was not the best financing program, but it happened. And most of you couldn't even afford it, and it happened. All I'm saying is that I want to teach you how to use that same thought process. See, you think that it was Santander that made it possible. You think that it was all 100% them. You think that it was the dealership that did you a favor and made this all possible. Let me tell you that everything started with your thought process. Your thought process. And the first part of the thought process was, I want a new car. Second part was, how did you end up at that particular dealership? Because every dealer does not use Santander for doing loans. There are thousands of them that won't even touch them. So how did you end up at that particular dealership, getting a loan from that particular lending company, having a sales rep that was willing to bend the rules to get you into a vehicle that you couldn't afford? That is a feeling process. I dare to say that when you walked out of the door from your home, that you already had in mind that you were going to come home with a vehicle. you already had it in your mind. And all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach you how to have that same feeling with everything that you do. If you want a better job, you walk in there, you present yourself. The first part of presenting yourself is how you look. And there's things that you can control on how you look and things that you can't control. Only worry, not even worry, only deal with the things that you can control. The next thing is have the feeling that this job is for you. If you don't think the job is for you, don't go for that job. Don't go for it because you will give her, you will do one or two things. You'll give out a bad feeling to where they just flat out turn you down, or they'll give you the job and it'll be a job that you just didn't even want. You're going to have one of the two feelings if it's not a job that you want. If it's a job that you want, you go in there with the full feeling that you're going to get it. And if you don't get it and you had a full feeling, that means that something better is coming to you around the corner. And all you have to do is keep that feeling because it's going to come to you. Let me give you an example that happened to me. When my wife and I started our marketing advertising publication in 1990, I was working a third shift security guard job, making $364.84 every 2 weeks. That's every 2 weeks. $6.25 per hour was how much I was making in 1990. We started our business. All of a sudden, we were on a roll. We were making good money, not big money, but compared to where I was at, we were making good money. We had got to about 36,000 a year is what was estimated that we would make, and it was our own business. We got a big contract from a grocery store where they were going to pay us $1,000 per week to pass out flyers. And at that time, me and my wife were in our 20s. What we would do is like, we're going to pass out some and we're going to hire some people that we know that want to make extra money to pass them out. It was just around the neighborhood, just around that grocery store's neighborhood where they wanted it. And it was cheaper to go through us than it would be to have it sent through the mail. Well, do you know that after the second week of having that contract, they canceled it? Not because we wasn't doing a good job. They just decided to cancel it. It was just something that the manager decided to do. Well, right at that time, I had a feeling of where I was like, I shouldn't have quit my other job, even though we were making good money with the publication. I still had that cord, that attachment to my other job, and I didn't quit that job until we had gotten this contract. Then I had quit. After 2 weeks of having that, they canceled it, and I had this feeling come over me like I shouldn't have quit. I should have kept that because I had that comfort level of that job, getting that small paycheck. So what I did is I went to get another security guard job at a local mall just to have that extra paycheck. And this is the honest truth. They said that they never hire anyone on the spot, but they were going to hire me. And I know I went in there with a full feeling of I'm qualified. I know I can do this. I had just left another third shift security guard job where I had gotten promoted, so to speak, from 625 to 650. I think it was 652, $6.52 per hour instead of 625. And so I had the full feel. I didn't know it back at that time. I was only 21 years old, but I had a full feeling that I could, I deserved whatever the job that they had open. And they said that they wanted to hire me on the spot. I don't know if it was true, but they said that they never hire anyone on the spot. They want to hire me. And something came over me right at that point. And this is what this whole thing, what encompasses what I'm telling you, is that I believe at that time when that person said that I became fully a business person that was going to take full responsibility for my outcomes of everything that happened in my life right at that time. because I told him, I said, sir, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I might have wasted your time, but I had started my own business and something had happened, and I think that I better not accept this position. I will not accept this position. I'm very sorry, and I'm going to put 1,000% into my business. Do you know that they were offering me the job and I was going to make probably another 650, 675 per hour? But I've made millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. But right at that point, this is what I'm trying to get into your mind, is that the feeling, I had the feeling first. And I knew at that point, even though that was an odd time for that to happen, I knew at that point I had a feeling that said, you deserve what you want. And don't take this job. Apologize that you wasted this person's time, but go and do what you feel. And what you feel will come to you. What you feel will come to you. And I try to get that across to everyone who watches my videos, is that if you are trying to repair your credit, you're trying to get out of debt, you're trying all these different things. Even if you work with a company and it fails, it's because your feelings of failure. You cannot wait. You cannot wait for something to go wrong for you. That is the feeling that you have. People have that with credit, people have that with debt, people have that with relationships, people have it with every aspect in our lives. And what I try to tell people and what I tell myself every day is that if you have the feeling, and that feeling must have that deserve it feeling, not like you're lucky, that you deserve what's going to happen. And how do you know what's going to happen is what you tell yourself is going to happen. Because you, and what did I tell you? You can't control what you can't control, but you can control your thinking of what you want to happen. And then you will see things materialize. It may not be exactly the way that you thought it may not be the way that you thought that it would happen. That's the thing. Don't think that the way you envisioned it is the way that it has to materialize all the way that way. What you have to allow yourself to do is to have the goal, and then you will see that things will materialize as you go towards that goal in different ways. You just have to be open to allowing it to happen. So the mission that I'm putting you on for today is not to say I can't have this, I can't have that, is to say how can I? Because if you believe, or if you had a thought process first of how can I, and then you had the feeling of how it would be if you had that, then you will see that things will be possible in your favor. So I want to thank you for your time, and I just felt that I needed to get this video out to the community just to either help you out today, or if you, to give some good words to some people that may need to get these words. Thank you to Stephen Williams, founder and president of the Credit Repair Shop.com. Thank you.